Promineo Tech is we're an education as a service provider. Essentially, we are a coding bootcamp provider to community colleges and universities across the U.S. and Canada. And our mission is to increase access to life-changing tech education. So we've used OpenClass so far, I think in a few different ways, and one of the main ways is especially for our in-browser coding activities. So we found that as students are learning to code, they need a few different things. Right? There's a lot in that journey. One thing they need is to be able to build projects and work on in a dev environment. So set up a dev environment on their computer. But another thing they need is the ability to drill concepts and get specific feedback to how they're performing when they're drilling those concepts. And this is where we've seen OpenClass really shine and help our students have the opportunity to practice in the browser without the need of, environment setup and all the other tooling that goes into software development. They're able to just practice coding and logic and learning these concepts and get immediate feedback on their response and see how it compares to maybe an instructor's response. So that's the way we've used it the most, is throughout our program. We've got OpenClass assignments that relate to every single topic that we teach. So students can go in and drill and practice. And the goal is to achieve mastery in those topics. So as they answer questions correctly, let's call it a mastery progress bar, it fills up. And then once they hit mastery, then we know they're good with that topic. And that's been a huge benefit of OpenClass. Students have loved to use OpenClass. We get a lot of positive responses in our student survey, our student feedback surveys that our students take every 3 weeks. We consistently see responses about how much they love OpenClass. The other day, I was actually on LinkedIn, and I saw a bunch of students having a public conversation about how much they enjoyed the OpenClass assignments and how that enabled them to practice and to hone their skills and master different topics. So students are saying great things about OpenClass. And another piece to that is before we had OpenClass, it's what we have students that do take other programs with us. They might complete one and come back and take another program. So before we had OpenClass, we had students that were taking the program, then we implemented it, and they came back and took the next program, and they saw OpenClass for the first time. And the immediate response there was, this is so much better than the experience we had before. This is great. I feel like I'm learning more this time because of activities in OpenClass. If OpenClass didn't exist, we would probably go one of two directions. We'd either have all of the assignments on a local computer, right, in the cloud maybe, but on a dev environment where environment is a concern. And the problem there is, while we teach students to set up dev environments, there's so much extra overhead that comes with that, when sometimes students just need to code. And especially when they're learning for the first time, they just need to practice. And that's how our program was before we used OpenClass. A lot of it was just, on their local environment. And so sometimes students didn't get to the practice if they got hung up on, environment setup. The other option is we could have used a different in-browser coding editor. And that's a good solution. The problem is we didn't find anything out there that had the same data-driven approach to help us identify what was working and what didn't. So I'd say without OpenClass, we wouldn't have the insight to determine what improvements and changes we need to make to improve student success. OpenClass has really become an integral part of our program, of all the programs that we offer at Promineo Tech. And looking back 2 years ago when we started working with OpenClass, I couldn't be happier that we went with OpenClass. The improvements that it's led to our program and to the student success rate is incredible. And I definitely recommend OpenClass to anyone in education. It's not just a coding tool either. I think OpenClass does a great job with the coding features, but I've seen it used in other environments as well. And it's the mastery-based data-driven approach that can help students learn and master any topic. That I think is one other thing that really sets OpenClass apart from alternative providers.